Now, it is very, very rare that the internet doesn't have an answer. But after hours of me scouring the internet and doing a lot of research, this one seems to have everybody stumped. Does Shein sell real sneakers? Well, today we're going to find out. I'm going to be buying multiple different pairs from Shein and figure this whole thing out. But before we do, let me tell you guys what we know so far. Now, my initial answer to this question would have been no, they're all this, cheap knockoffs and fakes. But 5 months ago, one of the weirdest things happened. In the middle of the whole Yeezy and Adidas breakup, actual branded Yeezys made its way to Shein's website. There was a bunch of them. We even discussed this topic on an episode of Sneaky Sunday, and fast forward to today, and now it's not just Yeezy. There's a ton of big brands all offering sneakers on there. Nike, Adidas, Hoka, Asics, New Balance. And when I saw all of this, I started looking into things, and it turns out there's a lot of people who have actually bought these products and they're claiming that they're real and that they're a lot cheaper than buying them from the actual brand. And according to a lot of these people, it's because it's part of Shein's new marketplace that they launched back in 2023. This allows sellers to list products on Shein and sell it through their platform. The very similar thing to what Amazon does, something that we've all kind of gotten used to. Okay, great. If it's like Amazon, then surely, all of these brands are just selling their products through Shein and just listing them on there. Well, not really, because both Adidas and Puma have directly addressed this situation and said that they do not permit their products being sold on Shein. Now, interestingly, this is a very similar thing that did happen to Amazon when they first launched their marketplace. Right when all of these big brand products started being available on Amazon in the early days, these big brands did not like that. A lot of them were afraid that it would damage the image of their brands, obviously being associated with a place that sells, cheaper products. So is this just a repeat of that and we're just seeing Shein turn into Amazon in real time? And if it is, and these shoes are in fact real, where are they getting them from and how are they selling for so cheap? Well, let's order a few pairs and find out. All right, let's get started. So what type of sneakers? I guess let's just start with sneakers. Let's just see what their general, if I type in sneakers, what pops up? Okay, yeah, so a lot of this stuff, if you guys remember, I did make a video trying to replace my entire wardrobe with Shein products, and it was a lot of this type stuff where you could tell these are knockoffs or they're going to be extremely cheap, $13 for some of these things. Now, this is what I know Shein for, pretty terrible shoes that are super cheap and they're clearly just imitations of the genuine stuff. But this is not what we're talking about. Clearly, we need to type in, let's say, Adidas sneakers, the branded stuff. Okay, so here we go. This is exactly what we're talking about. So we've got a little marketplace logo over here. It says brand Adidas. So it's clearly Adidas branded stuff, not knockoffs. We've got a handball spazial, pair of gazelles over here. We got a pair of sambas. I definitely think we need a pair of sambas because I've seen a lot of TikTok videos on, people buying sambas. I think they, obviously it's a super trendy pair of shoes. And here we go. This one immediately saved 20 bucks. This is 70 bucks. I think they retail for about 100. So that's, immediately 30 bucks at least off of the regular retail price. So let's just go straight away and just pick up a pair of sambas. Add to cart. All right, next, I am interested in Adidas. I definitely want to try and get shoes that I already own. That way I can directly compare the stuff that I have from Adidas, the literal brand. I went into Adidas and bought them and I want to compare it to the Shein ones. That way it'll be a lot easier to find out if these are fake products or if they're genuine. Ooh, okay, so they have the Adidas XLG runner on here, which is very interesting because that's a Chinese exclusive pair that I had to go out to China to buy. Not that I specifically went there to buy that pair of shoes, but when I was out there, I bought them. So I actually have a pair of those. So let's buy a pair of these. It's a pair of shoes that's quite hard to find, and if you can buy it off of here, maybe it's a good deal. 130 bucks, a lot cheaper than places like StockX and stuff that sell them if you're not in China and you want to try and buy these things. So let's get a pair of these. You know what I am noticing as I'm scrolling through all of these shoes is that a lot of these models are older or kind of iconic brand models. So these would be the shoes that would always be available on these brands' websites from Puma, Adidas, and Nike. It's the Air Forces, the Nike Dunks, the Adidas Sambas. Those are evergreen products. They're not the super hyped limited ones or the latest models that have just been brought out. So what this could be is excess inventory or overstock from these brands that these people are selling on the marketplace. That would mean that they are legit, but that's just a theory based off of the way that I'm seeing a lot of these kind of like, you know, evergreen products sat here on the website. That could be a potential explanation, but of course we're gonna need to prove that. All right, so we've got 2 Adidas. Let's try one other brand. New Balance. What's my favorite model? Let's go for a pair of 9060s. Wow. Okay, so they got like damn near every single color. Okay, we're definitely buying a pair of these. What's the nicest color? Let's go with this one. 130. What do these retail? I think 150. So the saving potential is there if these are legit, but obviously we have our doubts. Add to cart. Another really popular brand. Let's try Asics. I think they got any like Kayanos or something. Wow. Okay, so they got Kayano 14s. I'm pretty sure that's like the same one I have, or maybe a little bit of a different color. Nova Blast. They got like running shoes on here. They've got all of the popular models and they all look genuine. I mean, it even says again, brand Asics marketplace. How is this possible? I don't know, because all of these brands have come out and said like, hey, we do not permit this. So it's a little bit strange. Right, let's go with this one over here. 120 bucks. They might even retail for 160 actually. This is a really nice colorway. So let's grab a pair of these. I've got the Kayano 14 so we can directly compare them. Okay, we've got 4. I want one more pair. So let's try, like, why not Nikes? Gotta get a pair of Nikes. Wow, okay, so we got Panda Dunks on here for 80 bucks. I think that's 30 bucks cheaper. They retail for 110. No way is that real. Nike Zoom Fly 6 for 108 bucks. What is the retail price on the Zoom Fly 6? Wow, it's 154 pounds, the actual pair. So things are really a lot cheaper on here. How is this possible? Ooh, this is gonna make things a little bit tougher. So I just saw this pair. This is the Adidas Wonder Runner that I think are supposed to drop this year. Maybe they've already released, but you can get them over here on Shein. So I feel like I have to get these. They look so cool. Let's see what these are like. Why not? I'm just gonna add to cart. Let's buy these because they're only 106. I'm kind of getting suckered into this. All right, we've got our 5 picks, our 5 shoes from Shein. We've ordered them. So now I guess just the waiting part, and we're gonna see if these things are real once they arrive. So I'll update you when that happens. All right, everything has turned up. So we ordered 5 pairs. They actually came in pretty quick. We're gonna see if these things are actually legit, because it definitely is one of those cases where it's like, it kind of seems too good to be true. Like there's gotta be some sus stuff going on here. So I'm very keen to check these things out. I've also got real pairs to most of these, which we can directly compare against. All right, so let's start with the box. My address is on the other side. So I don't know why these came in a box, the rest didn't, but I promise these are all from Shein. First promising sign is that we got an Adidas box. What is this, a receipt? Okay, so this is from some place called Kicks World, apparently. So that definitely confirms the marketplace theory where like this isn't Shein that's selling them, it's actually like another brand selling them through Shein. This does have like a little quality control thing, which I guess is a good sign. Quality checked by, size checked by, authorized by, and they're all passed. So apparently these have already been legit checked according to this piece of paper, but we can't go according to the piece of paper. So let's break these open. Ooh, okay. Pair of Sambas. So far, so good. That is fine. Let's see the other pair, or the other shoe, rather. Let's smell them. Smell test. I mean, a little bit, nothing crazy or out of the ordinary. Now let's get the real pair so we can do a little side by side. Now this one I actually had to buy for this video because I don't own a pair of Sambas, or at least like this, just a regular GR one. And here we have, so the box. Let's test the box first. If I'm being honest, Adidas's box looks worse. It like looks a little bit more grainy in terms of the actual print. One says Adidas Originals, the other one doesn't, if that means anything. Labels, a little bit different, although one's made in Cambodia and the other one's made in Vietnam. So Shein is made in Vietnam, the other one is Cambodia, but that's pretty normal because Adidas does use multiple different manufacturers. And here is the shoe. Boom, boom. They're identical. They are identical. identical. The thing is, like, they're different tags, but that's kind of normal. So, okay, everything else is like they feel the same material-wise. Leather feels the same. The Adidas one has like a crazy glue stain, but I mean, a glue stain is a glue stain. Now, one thing, this one does still have the plastic hang tag, which is something that like Adidas used to do until they switched it up to this like little braided, it's like cardboard twill material. So it's obviously a little bit more like eco-friendly because they're not using as much plastic. I don't know how much that makes a difference, but it's a difference. Now, this is the interesting part. So the biggest theory behind this is that they're buying like old stock or excess stock, and that's how they're able to sell it at such a discount. That another thing to kind of, I guess, lead to that conclusion would be that the Shein pair was made in 2019. So 05-2019 was the production date on this, and this is a brand new pair. So 2024, 07-24 is the production date. So this being a newer, fresh pair, that's from Adidas, which you would imagine they're selling like their current stock of these things. And this is an old pair, probably passed around at different outlets for years since it was produced in 2019. But as far as I can tell, they are identical. Now, I'm not a freaking legit checker. All I know is that, you know, I've seen a bunch of shoes cross my table in my time, and these look like pretty much identical. Would Shein risk selling fakes? As far as I can tell, they look, they feel, and everything seems legit. That's all I can say. Let's move on to the next one. Now, that was such a simple pair of shoes. I imagine these are gonna be a little bit more intricate, so harder to replicate. We got another pair of Adidas shoes. You can see Adidas box. Labels are all in Chinese. Oh, this is the Wonder Runner. So this one we're not actually gonna be able to legit check side by side because I don't have a real pair of these. I just kind of wanted to check them out because we've been seeing leaks and rumors of these. And this is the Adidas Wonder Runner. Crazy pair of shoes that Adidas are supposed to be releasing this year, although this could be like an Asia exclusive, and maybe that's how Shein has them, because they're probably sold at different, like we know that a lot of stores in China have exclusive shoes, and this could be one of them. They look pretty cool though. I mean, and they feel like an Adidas product, if that means anything to you. I've felt a lot of Adidas products. This feels like one. Cushioning feels nice. Let me get the other pair out. Ooh, and this is like a newer model than those Sambas. So you can see we've got that little twill hang tag over there, but this is completely in Chinese, I'm assuming. Like if you see that label, so this is probably just like an old pair from China. If I had to take a guess, it does look and feel legit, but it's pretty hard to tell exactly without another pair. So this one, a little bit more of a question mark than those Sambas because we did have a side by side. I would say those are legit. These, they feel legit. That's all I can say. Is this, there's nothing about these, not even smell, that makes me think these are a replica. We don't have another pair to side by side test them. I just wanted to get them because they look pretty dope. Next pair. We should have a pair to compare for all of the rest of them. We've got some New Balances in the building. Okay, so box, a little bit dinged up in the shipping process because I don't know where these came from. I'm assuming China. Oh no, Spain. At least one of these labels says Spain. And then the other one is in Chinese. Let's see. Oh, did I order this color? I don't remember ordering this color. Add to cart. Wow, this is a nice colorway. Take a look at that. We got the New Balance 9060 in a nice gray color. I don't understand this. How are they selling these products? So with each shoe, what I'm gonna do is, you've probably already seen it on screen, but I'm gonna have like a little bit like what the Shein pair costs versus what the like regular New Balance pair cost, and the potential like difference there. Now, the thing is with these New Balance shoes is like every single one is slightly different. So I've got two different pairs of these to compare against. So I've got my Joe Fresh Goods collaboration, which is obviously gonna be a little bit different because it's like a special edition, but we've also got my girlfriend's freaking cooked GR pair, which should have some more similarities. So let's compare them. First of all, I will say midsole feels practically identical. It does have the same plastic thing. It looks exactly the same. Shape also the same. Smell test, perfect. Maybe this like back area feels like a little bit flimsy, but that, I mean, it also feels very flimsy on this GR pair. Yeah, I think these are legit as well. Like, it's like there's nothing, I have felt replicas and they don't feel anywhere near as like perfected as this. And I would imagine they would be like, there's multiple things that would be off. Now, I don't know what these tags are on here. It's all in Chinese, but maybe that's where this pair came from. Let's see when this one was produced. 08 2024, is that right? These are new, 08 2024, so this is maybe excess stock, I'm not entirely sure. Yeah, side-by-side testing, shape is the same, smell is the same. I'm not gonna smell those, they've been worn, but materials are the same. They're actually really nice. 90/60. We are 3 for 3 at this point, or 3.5, or 2.5 for 3 at least, because I don't have another pair of those, but this is pretty crazy. Let's move on to the next one. All right, let's see what we got next. This must be the Asics shoe. All right, Asics box is pretty much an Asics box. Like, there's nothing crazy about it. Labels are also in, well, one of them is in Chinese, the other one is in Spanish again, so maybe this is like the same retailer or company. Okay, here we have the Asics Kayano 14 in this real nice blue color. So this is my personal pair of Kayano 14s, a different color, but they should be identical in terms of like the actual shoe. Now, I will say one thing I do know about Asics is they always have this tag attached on the inside of the left shoe, and that is nailed here, so give it a check for that. Materials feel, let's give it a good little test here. Identical. No difference here. They are identical. Gel, so that's one thing. Like, I don't think anybody would be able to replicate that gel stuff that Asics uses in terms of like, you know, it could be pretty different, and it is identical. Identical. Smells fine. No, like, usually, you know, when you smell a fake shoe, it's like very obvious, and it's like, holy, those are real fakes. Like, those smell like glue. It's made with inferior materials. These feel identical. These seem good, and this is a nice colorway, by the way. See where these are produced. They're made in Vietnam. These are made in Vietnam, same place. Wow. Let's get to the last one. All right, let's see. Final pair. What do we have in here? All right, so here we have the box. Okay, so this is gonna be that XLG runner that we purchased. We've got some Chinese writing again. Same labels. So this seems like the same company that's selling a lot of these different shoes, even from different brands. Wow, the XLG runner from Adidas. Take a look at that. If you've never seen this shoe before, it's because it is a China exclusive model. But when I was out in China, I bought this pair over here, a triple white one. If you guys missed the vlog, it is up on the channel, highly suggested. It's a banger video. We've got a little Chinese label, exactly the same little hang tag as the last Adidas shoes, the Wonder Runners. Now, in terms of the actual shoe, they're a little bit different in terms of like the actual materials. Like, you could see that they're not the same. One has a mesh, whereas mine has more of like a, I don't know, it's kind of like a nylon type material. That could just be a difference in the different colorway, because I know they make a couple different versions of this. Smell test, it smells fine. Midsole squeeze, do they feel like the same foam? Yeah, pretty much they feel like the same foam. I mean, I don't know if there would be any fakes of these. I don't know, it seems like such a niche shoe. 07/24 is the production date, whereas mine is 11/24. Mine's like pretty new. Wow, these are really new. If that's 11/24, so these were like just made when I bought them. Again, like, there's nothing that screams fakes to me. So this does seem like actual Adidas products that these people are just managing to sell somehow on here. In conclusion, we have unboxed and taken a look at all of these shoes, and they seem legit. So what the hell is going on here? Well, the answer to all of this is gray market sellers. So as we said in the beginning, Shein's marketplace allows third-party sellers to sell on their platform just like Amazon does. But all of these brands have come out publicly, like Hoka, Puma, and Adidas, and said that they do not permit Shein to sell their products. So that means that these shoes are not fakes, but they're also not authorized by these brands. And that's what you call the gray market. This is when real products are sold outside of their traditional distribution channels. It's technically not illegal, but obviously brands really don't like it. They can't control pricing, they can't control warranties or people's perception. Like, if it's sold on Shein, people assume it's fake. And for the question, like, where do they come from? Like, where do these sellers actually get the shoes? Well, there's three main ways. First one is overstock and liquidation. Retailers and distributors often offload a lot of their excess product at a discount. So instead of destroying it, they sell it off to third parties. And those third parties are the ones that are selling it on Shein. Now, another way is just these third-party sellers actually buying it from different regions, because there's a lot of different countries that sell a lot of the same product just at a way lower price. So this regional price difference is where they're able to scoop up pairs for cheap and then sell it on Shein, where they have an international audience and consumer base. They make a little bit of a profit, and it still ends up being more affordable than a lot of the brands are selling it for. And then last one is kind of something that we're a little bit more familiar with in the the sneakerhead space: backdooring. And it's a very similar concept. It's just quite literally, it would be between the factories or some of the retailers even quietly selling off some of their pairs that are not selling through. This again is also outside the official channels, making it, that's why they call it backdoor. So are Shein sneakers real? Yes. But are they brand approved? Definitely not. These are products that were never intended to be sold this way, like by Asics or Adidas or New Balance. That is why they're cheaper. But at the same time, if you do buy these products, you are also giving up some of the benefits that come with buying stuff from the actual brands. And that's like the warranties of the actual product, or just being able to return them to Asics or something like that. And obviously, if you're buying shoes on Shein, you're always taking a gamble, because yes, even though all of these shoes seem legit, it is still a gray market, so a lot of dodgy stuff can go on. You might get a legit pair of sneakers for a cheaper price, but if anything does go wrong, the brands are certainly not going to help you out. With all that being said, let me know what you think down in the comment section. This was a real fun video to make, because it's a question that really got me, like, I was itching to find the answer to all of this, and I feel like now that I have all of these in hand, did a little bit more research, I think we can finally put this one to bed. Let me know if you've ever bought sneakers from Shein and what you think of them. And of course, if you want to catch another video, just click that one right over there.